Hey, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about why you need to reread all your old boyfriend's text messages or even like past situationship text messages, because number one, it's going to set you free. It's going to set you free. It's going to help you get your mind right, get your life together, and preferably help you move on. Okay, so when you reread these text messages from these exes, these old guys, these men that you no longer communicate with, you're going to be able to see, based off the wording that they sent you, how they led you astray or how they manipulated you. Because obviously you guys are not texting anymore because his words did not line up with his actions. And that's usually what is a nail in the coffin for these guys. Like, they say one thing, they try to sell you a dream, try to sell you a fantasy just so they can get the cake, have their cake and eat it too, literally. And then you're gonna have to, bust their balls because you can't get the cake because you are a lying fugazi type of guy, right? So you have to move on with your life, right? And then when you decide to move on with your life, the last straw of moving on with your life completely is rereading these guys, this man's text messages, right? For me, it's these guys' text messages, but this man's text messages, so you can move on with your life and see where he manipulated you and lied to you word for word, right? So number two, for me, I don't know about for you, but when I reread text messages from an ex, it makes me upset, especially if I know that I was a good girlfriend, or a good partner, good someone that he was dating, and he led me astray or lied to me or gave me a reason why I needed to move on. Now, for me, I don't have a lot of text messages left behind in my phone from somebody that's no longer in my life, but I will reread them the night of or within that week of us breaking up, and then delete this thread because I'm moving on. It does not take me a while, like a long time to move on. Maybe like my heart will still remember this guy, or I'll have something will give me deja vu about him or whatever, but I will never, and you should not, text this man and be like, hey, I miss you. No, because if he did what he had to do, and if he stood up and he was a real guy, he would not be missing from your life. He didn't give you anything to miss. You missed the treatment. You missed going out, getting dressed up and looking nice. But did he really deserve it? You miss that. You don't miss him. You miss the actions of you going through, getting dressed up, you getting gifts, you getting taken out to the movies or to dinner. But really, he was a frog and we still looking for a prince around here. Okay. So anyways, yeah. Rereading these text messages will make you mad, but it's okay because you're in the moving on process, or you're at the very end of it where you were putting that nail in the coffin and you're no longer going to really talk to this guy, and you're really done. Because I feel like you are done and you are moved on when you can delete the text thread, and that's on period, right? For me, I delete the text thread, I delete the number, and I move on my life. Okay, so number three, when you're ready, delete the text thread, delete the number. And if you're really ready, or if you really just are done, you will block this person's number. Not delete it, but block it. So for me, when I have decided that I'm moving on, usually I'm the one that skedaddles, or either somebody has done something that makes me be like, this is not the right person to have in my life, the right energy to have in my life. So I need to skedaddle also based off his actions. Anyway, I'm leaving based off his actions anyways, but when he does something really horrible that is kind of unforgiving or just makes me realize this guy is a sleazeball, I'm going to move on, and we may have a conversation or we may not have a conversation. Either way, I'm the one leaving, right? Because it's just the best thing for my mental health and for my mind is to just go. But anyways, I don't normally block a number. I delete it because by the time I'm deleting your text thread and your number, I done already cuss you out, okay? I done gave you all the keys to where you can go and how you can get there, period, right? You're not going to text my phone again. But here's the thing. Some men, like 80% of men, are glutton for punishment or something like that. Or they think that you don't stand on your word. They think you're not standing 10 toes down for yourself. So they will always usually 90% of the time come back, okay, and text you. And these guys are so like, I don't know, maybe delusional that they think that you forgot how you felt when they did what they did. I forget nothing. And if I do, it's a minute detail. But when it comes to treatment, how someone treated me, I will never forget. I may forgive, but I won't forget. And in this case, when it comes to men, I can easily forgive and forget, but I'm not going, you cannot slide back into where you was at. You had one chance, you ruined it, go back to Becky. Go back to Lakeisha, go to Becky, leave me alone. Because over here, we are minding our business and keeping it moving and living our best lives over here. I don't backtrack. I go forward, right? And I live in the present, period. But anyways, so if you don't block, I'm telling you, he's coming back. He's coming back. Because either you didn't cuss him out enough, you didn't really convince him enough that it was over, or either, and this is what I found out a lot of times, because I do let these guys know what's the tea about themselves and how they're just horrible human beings. They will come back to see if you forgave them. Now, I'm going to let you know, the ones who are real scared of you, they wait 6 months to a year to come back, right? Because they don't delete numbers. They don't delete pictures. They don't delete videos. They don't delete text threads, nothing like that. Even if you said, look, Chance, don't ever talk to me again. And Chance tells you, I will never communicate with you again. Have a good life. 6 months to a year later, hey, I'm just checking in on you, see how you doing. And that's when they get cussed out again for the last time. And that's when they know I'm standing on business, period, right? Or either, if it's not that, where you didn't really have to cuss him out, but he was just playing games on your phone, and you got to treat people and show people how you want to be treated, they'll come back just to see if you are still mad at them or not, right? And if you don't come back off, I'm sorry for how I treated you, you're going to get like silent treatment. You're going to get like, what are you doing on my phone? Please delete my number before I call the cops on you. But here's the thing. I'm telling you right now, I have never had a man that I dated or was actively dating, or we were in a talking stage, ever be like, I'm sorry for what I did to you. With the exception of, 3 men. With the exception of 3 men, right? Outside of those 3, because they actually had a man in them, but they weren't a man with me, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes the man comes out when he's with the right woman for him. And maybe I wasn't the right woman for that person, but they still have a man in them. They just were acting like a boy with me. But most of the times, these men don't know how to come out the gate and say, I'm sorry for how I treated you, sorry for what I did, or sorry for how I made you feel. Will you forgive me? And also, would you like to go out? Because the reason why they're communicating with you again, because they want to see you again. They want to see if you still have a fat ass. They want to see your face is still flawless. They want to see if you're still pretty. They want to see if your teeth are still white. They want to see if you are still put together. They want to see if you fell off or not. And if you're anything like me, there is no half step and you cannot fall off. God's got you, period, right? But anyways, that's the only reason why they come back. They want to see if anything has changed. They want to see if they made the right decision. And every time, 10 out of 10, you made the wrong decision with me, okay? You made the wrong decision with me. But you just gotta move on. And for me, I always go out like I'm going to see my worst enemy when I leave this house. Period. Like, and if an ex run into me, it's gonna be with a new nigga on my arm. Period. Or it's gonna be like, damn, she still look good. And I will act like I've never known you, never met you a day in my life, and look right through you, look right past you and keep it moving. Yeah, that's how I act. So anyways, you need to block and delete, and you need to move on with your life. This is the whole reason for me why I would reread a text thread, is to completely get rid of this person in my life. Like I said, I don't block because I feel like I've done enough of dissing him to let him know, don't come back on this phone number, right? And if you do, you're going to get the tongue lashing of your life one last time, and you will for real know not to come back. But let me tell you, the men that come back repeatedly, it could be 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, something is wrong with them. Or if it's not that, they know that you are the one that got away. And here's the thing, you get one chance. If you can't make it right the first time, if you can't fall in love with me within 3.5 business days and realize I'm the one for you, then I'm not the one for you, right? Don't think you can mess up with a girl, come back 3 or 6 or 9 months later and think you're going to get the same version of the person that you were dating originally. Not with me, honey, not with me. Or either think it's okay to not say sorry when you come back and not apologize and be apologetic and be like, let's go meet for some coffee and some tea. Go meet the bitch that you was with for coffee and tea, period. But anyways, that went on a tangent. I just want to let you know why you should reread these old text messages from these exes so that you can completely move on, delete them from your phone so you can make space for the new man in your life. For the new man in your life, honey. Like, I used to assign certain ringtones to men that I was dating so I know who's ringing my phone or texting me. And this ex did me so bad I could not even use that ringtone for years because I would think about him when I would try to like assign that ringtone to somebody else. I'm over that ex now, so I use it as a fucking, so I use it as a freaking ring for all the phone numbers that come through my phone. I'm so over that person because of that, right? So I wouldn't say assign a ringtone because that could be triggering. But all I'm saying is move on. Move on and get better looking, get a better wardrobe, get a better home, get a better house, get a better job, get a bigger bag, work on your skin, work on your booty, work on your abs, work on your Christianity, or your religion, your money, your finances, your mind, everything. And then when he does come back, he's still going to see that you leveled up without him. That if I was going to be with you and stay with you, I actually would have fell down on the ground and been broke, busted, disgusted, and crushed over like cornbread. But that doesn't happen around here. So I know this is on a tangent, but I just want to let you know, like, you have to reread these text messages, delete them, block if you want, and move on with your life. And that's on period.